Michelle. Hi, Michelle. We're live.
Hi, I'm looking for you.
Yes, I just came on. So I'm seeing if I can see you, and then I'm going to add you in.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said I'm looking for you to pop on my screen. I'm going to add you in because I'm actually live right now, waiting for people to come into the room. Hi, Sparrows.
Oh, I don't see you.
Yes.
Is Valerie Miller correct? I don't see you.
Yes.
Are you in a room?
I'm in the room. Hello, everybody. Welcome into the room.
What's the name of it? Because I'm on your page, Valerie Miller.
Yes, you should see where I'm live. That comes up. So what I'm going to do... Hi, Sparrows. Please come into the room. Thank you so much. Be sure to let me know how your Wisdom Wednesday's going. I'm talking to my guest. Hello. Hi, dear. Be sure to tell me how your day is going. And we are going to get started momentarily. I have my guest on the phone, and I see she's in the room. Hi, Michelle. Michelle, do me a favor and hit that little 2-person space at the bottom of the screen and send a notification to come on. Let me know where you all calling from, or shall I say viewing from today. It is Wisdom Wednesday, and it's going to be an extra special night tonight. We have our guest. We also have a mystery guest. So it's the first time I'm going to have 2 people on in the same night. Michelle, I see where you're on, dear, but it's not allowing me to add you. It's not allowing me to do that. So I'm going to need you to request to come on, which is on the very bottom of the screen. It's 2 people there. It looks like one's in the mirror. Press that button, and it's going to ask me to include you in. And I will do that. Otherwise, you may have to pop out and back in. Hello, Frankie Sullivan, Verna Jones. Hi, Veronica Morris. Welcome into the room, everybody. Thank you so much. Terrence Young is in the room. Good to see you. Fam, we need to talk. I need to talk to you, Terrence. I have a proposal for you. And you know my proposals. We're going to have a great evening tonight. And Michelle is so excited to come in. I'm excited for her to come in. However, we're not in the same place right now. There she is. There she is. However, before she do so, I'm going to say welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. It's a fabulous night as always. I look forward to Wednesdays, and of course, you know, we added an extra night. Monday nights are also going to be Matters of the Heart Mondays. So that was introduced on Monday. As of tonight, we're handling Wisdom Wednesday. And we're going to be talking about some sponsorships here. And like I said, I have a mystery guest that's going to come on after Michelle. And it's going to be a grandiose night, one that I've been waiting on because I love talking about sponsorships. I'm always looking for great incentives or things I can bring into my business. And if you're an entrepreneur, it's good to have this information. I did make the request that you have your pen and you have your pads to be ready to come in. Excited about it. Hi, Emily, Ebony, welcome into the room. So awesome. Deb, Michelle, if you can hear me, I thought I hit approve. you're coming in. So, I'm always hot. Every Wednesday I say I'm hot. Because I'm running around. I'm running around, and 7 o'clock comes around so fast. Maybe I shouldn't have so many clients on Wednesday. I think I need to back up off that just a little bit and switch out the days of the week. So hopefully you guys are prepared for the holidays. It is what, the 5th day of the month. And look who just showed up. Look who finally came into the room.
Oh, no.
The one, the only.
I end up having to do it on my phone. So I said my laptop is just not cooperating. I couldn't see the icon. So
It gets so funny sometimes on the laptops, and it's okay. I knew that you probably have to use the backup window to get on the lives. I'm just grateful that I learned that about Facebook. I'm grateful for that. And I like to say, welcome to the room. And what I will say, I am Valerie Miller, the Valerie Miller of TVM. And that's double fold. This very moment, you have the option to change. Whether it's in your business, if it's in your life, you have that split second, that moment to decide to do that. And I emphasize on decide, considering it's decisive December, this month and beyond. Every day, choose to make a decision that you're going to stick with, that you're going to commit to until you reach that particular goal that you're striving for. And if it's something that's life-changing, celebrate that. I'm just saying. So welcome into the room. And our first guest tonight, we have little Miss McDonald, Michelle.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. So Sparrows, please give her a round of applause. Give her some likes, some loves. Whatever you do, do me the grand favor of sharing this video. Because when you share, you're partaking of something that's taking place in this community, and you're sharing it with people in other communities that may be looking for what we are actually talking about tonight. So do be prepared if you have questions in regards to sponsorships. And it's so much more to Michelle than sponsorships. She's a videographer. She's a consultant. She wears many hats, and she so happened to wear one in the room tonight. She's flossing with her hat. She's flossing with that. So without further ado, I would like to go ahead and get started. Okay. You're ready. So I've only given a snippet of who you are. And, you know, this is such a freedom space. And I just want you to know that we're unscripted here. And it's all in love. Share all of your nuggets that you have. And I know you have some workshops and things like that to bring up that's coming into 2019. You may even have some going on right now. However, we've got a lot of juiciness to cover tonight. So you can keep your hat on or take it off. Oh my gosh. Do whatever you will. However, let's get the engagement going. Let's get the conversation started, and let's talk about who you are first. Tell us a little bit about you, where you are, you know, because what I love about what I'm doing, I've connected with so many sparrows all over the world. I can literally say the world now. And so which part of the country are you in?
I am from the Great Lakes. I'm from Michigan. I was born and raised in Detroit. I live and still live in suburban Detroit, metropolitan Detroit area.
That's fabulous. And since you're on a roll, I want to pass it over to you. So you can tell us a bit more about you, who you are as an individual, and then how you end up into the space of fabulous with these sponsorships, because that's a gold mine. That is golden to know how to navigate that. and you are privileged for years to do it. So share with us about that, and then we'll continue then the conversation.
Absolutely. I have, I'll start with my educational background. I have a bachelor's degree in public relations and a master of fine arts in film. But after graduating from college, most of my work experience within nonprofits,
Mhm.
always doing the outreach and just really growing a passion for helping nonprofits and small businesses access the knowledge to get sponsorships. I was the marketing director for the American Heart Association. In that role, I actually created sponsorships. This is for Metropolitan Detroit. And then on the other side of the house, I was the community engagement manager for Molina Healthcare, and that's where I actually granted sponsorships. So what I've been finding is really listening to the pain points of nonprofits and small businesses who have events. And I really wanted to demystify this whole thing called sponsorships because the difference between a large organization like American Heart Association and a smaller organization, the only difference is the knowledge and the access.
Mhm.
And that's something that can be remedied by providing the knowledge. And my approach is to train my clients because I want to teach them how to fish so that they can go out and be fruitful and go out and get access to that money. Because one thing I don't like to hear, and it hurts, is when nonprofits have these wonderful organizations and they say, well, I put all that I had into it and I didn't make any money.
Right.
I didn't go after any sponsors because a lot of people don't think, well, my organization isn't big enough or no one's going to be drawn to it. And because of my background and my knowledge and my passion for helping small businesses and nonprofit organizations, I want to educate them and let them know that you can have that access.
Yeah.
You can have that knowledge, and there's no reason why you can't go after big Fortune 500 companies like the large national organizations that are out there. And so that's my passion. And my company, Serica Enterprise, is to is to engage, educate, and empower.
That's a mouthful. It's a and I say that because you can only speak that way when you are truly passionate about something. You can go for
Yes, sir.
hours. I know I'm
Mhm.
that way when it's something I completely believe in. I go all the way in with that. You may have to interrupt me so you can also engage in that conversation because that's how much I love it and what I'm doing and speaking on that. I mean, I have a personal passion when it comes to nonprofits and things along that line for the simple fact they do burn out. And but the ideals are so grand and there is a fear factor of spinning out and now I have nothing left. So what do I do now? And then you close the doors on something that's so great that the community actually needs. So what do you do? What do you do when it comes to that? So for you to want to educate in that area, I think is fabulous. And it's one of the reasons I absolutely fell in love with you from our first
Oh,
conversation because I said, no, I need to bring you on to share this with the Sparrows because there are so many that have taken the leap, whether if it's nonprofit, excuse me, or not. What do you do? You know, you need that help, and you are a source for that. And then to set up workshops along those lines, loving it, loving it. So, how would somebody
yeah.
get in touch with you? If, say, for instance, hello, Sparrows, there's so many coming in. Look at them coming
Oh,
in.
oh, I can't see.
You can't.
Well, I was trying to be obedient. It said, turn your phone sideways. So I said, well, I'm in, so I'm gonna do whatever they say. So I can't see the comments because of the way the phone is
We
set
have
up.
coming in. Well, I'm going to tell you.
Okay,
I'll
well,
tell
you
you.
just tell me, I love y'all. I love you, Sparrows.
They're coming in. I like to wave as they come in, but they started coming in a little often. So,
Oh, okay.
what I'm just saying is, welcome to the room. It's a fabulous night here on Wisdom Wednesday. And if you've missed the introduction, I have the one, the only Michelle McDonald here tonight, and we are talking about sponsorships and more. It's a number of things that we can communicate on that Michelle is a wealth of knowledge on. So please do not be shy. Definitely put your questions in the comment section. As soon as I see it, I will bring it up. In the event we should miss something, I'm hopeful to not do that. We will be engaging within the room and responding to every comment that comes in. So don't feel like any question will be lost or put aside, or just missed. It's not going to be. So like I said, kick your feet up, relax. You got your pen and your pad, jot down the notes. Any questions, put them in, because this is a great opportunity. It's December, going into a new year, and there's so much happening out here you want to be made aware of before January 1st. That's why it was vital that I have Michelle come in December. Decisive December. So make it
I like that.
tonight.
Yes.
To do the best for your company. Even if you haven't started it yet, get this information. You're going to need it.
Absolutely.
Trust and believe. Michelle will be a tool for me. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you know Rainbows is in existence. So official, I came on live with that in October. So by this time next year, all the way fabulous. Okay. And I know it's going to be some contribution due to pulling in some sponsorships. I'm going to rock the wheels off. I'm not paying for anything. I'm putting it in the universe. It's going to be the best thing out there. And I'm not.
Hashtag sponsors only.
I'm paying for Michelle's class. That's it. The rest,
absolutely.
Think smart and work smart, not hard. Okay.
That's very true.
Okay.
Very true.
Share something else juicy about yourself. Now we know about these sponsorships. What would be the first thing to do? How would they even know to look for somebody like yourself? I didn't know you existed. We so happen to be in a group together. Yeah. So
I know. It's always like, how did we get connected? But that really goes to show how your presence online is really vital. And that's something that does not cost you anything as a nonprofit.
Right.
You want to start off with a presence. And yes, I'm actually having my website updated. So how to find me is on Facebook right now is Serica Enterprise, and that's SAERICA, and the E stands for Engage, Educate, and Empower.
Yeah.
I also started a group called Where Nonprofits Gather. And so if you're a nonprofit organization, that is a wonderful opportunity for you to network with other nonprofits online, post questions, and I started this week posting a tip a day. Now, in that group, you'll receive the tip, but then I'll expand more for it because you'll be a part of that group. Now to get started, okay, where do I start?
Right.
Once you decide on your event, once you decide on a date, that's when you begin. Even if you don't have a location, you still can start, but at least have some type of idea, because you got to think about what a sponsor would be looking for. They want to know, where is it going to be held? When is it going to be held? Is it going to be a conflict? Do we like the area that you're going to have the event in? Is it something that is going to attract a lot of traffic?
Right.
Even parking, that's a big issue. You want to make sure that it's accessible for all people. Is it handicap accessible?
Exactly.
So those types of things in deciding on where, but that's when you begin. Now, how you start is you just get your pen and paper, which you already have. Think about the companies that you want to do business with, who have things that their mission is like-minded. Now, here's the thing, not all money is good money. So you make sure that their morals and how they run things, it matches up with your organization.
Yes.
Because you have to think about it, this is a really important relationship, and you're giving them access to the people you serve, volunteers, and other sponsors. So you've got to come in with the idea that my event is a wonderful event and this is a resource for them. Even though you're going in asking for money, you have to have the mindset that I am not only having this event and I'm raising money for it, but I'm coming in as a partner. So if you think about it in those terms, when you're going in, you're going to be solution focused. If this company wants to target women and you have a women's event, then boom, you are a solution. Because some companies, of course, they love to give back, but a lot of companies, they still want a return on investment. So keep that in mind.
And to add to that, Michelle,
Mhm.
it can be exciting when someone says yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Like you said, do your homework, your due
Yes.
diligence when it comes to these companies before you even reach out to them. Because at the end of the
Mhm.
day, it's your event. They may be contributing as far as a sponsor to make sure the event takes place and that is fabulous and all of the things that you expect happens. However,
Mhm.
think about your reputation moving forward.
Mhm.
Do not, I'm going to say it 25 times, but not literally. Do not attach yourself to an organization that's going to be frowned upon in the future. Anything that's negative that strikes against them, strike against you. The whole bird of a feather flock together. You don't want that. So make sure everybody is on the up and up and you protect your reputation, because when it comes to branding, once you scar
Mhm.
it, that's it. That's it.
Mhm.
So be honest with yourself. Don't jump at the first thing that says yes. Make sure you do the due diligence on the front end so you don't suffer on the back end.
And also, the first thing, and once you make contact, a lot of times it might be an email, especially if it's a cold contact.
Right?
You want to request an exploratory meeting, and that's a good place to really see. And it's very similar to a courting relationship. You're going in to meet with them, and they're meeting with you. And I also do some training. That's another thing that I do, a pre-employment training
Yeah,
for students with special needs. And I tell them when you're being interviewed, but you're also interviewing that company.
absolutely.
But in the exploratory meeting, you want to listen to them, listen to find out what their pain points are, so that when you go to draft that proposal, you are meeting those needs. Because people want to know that you care and that you're listening, because you may go in, say your organization services seniors, and they also service women and they service children. But the event you're going for is the one for the women. But if they keep saying in the meeting, children, 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 and then you come back with a proposal for a women's event, that's really going to turn them off. Here's what you do. You say, you know what? I've got another event that might be a good fit for you.
Right,
And that's what you pitch to them.
right.
And they're going to remember that, because when it's time for them to do an event that's geared towards women, they're going to remember you. And it's always building the relationship.
Right.
In my training, I talk about how to maintain it after the fire is gone, and that's after the event.
Yeah,
You think about it. Do you want people just calling you whenever it's time to get some money from you? No, you want to be invited to them. I was telling a client, invite them to the events that they really don't have anything to do with as far as funding.
right.
Invite them. If they had a really good year, if they're on the New York Stock Exchange and they had a really good course, send them something on. And LinkedIn is really a good tool.
It's,
It'll tell you about birthdays, anniversaries,
yes.
and utilize that to build the relationship,
Game.
so that they will come to you. Hey, when isn't it time for XYZ fundraiser?
Yeah,
So you want to really build that relationship, and it really does start with just taking the step forward, and you're going to get no's.
yeah.
And I recently took a position, and it's a sales position, and you're going to get, let it roll right off your back, because everybody says no point, at some point in time.
Right,
And it's okay,
right.
because what it is that you can learn from the no's, and you can find out, okay, what did I miss something? Or it could just truly not be a good fit, but you always leave, you don't burn any bridges with the no.
Yes.
I client that met with someone, and he was asking a lot of questions, and he wanted to come check out an event before he committed. And he said, well, how do I get a ticket? And like, well, you can go online. And I said, you should have just gave him a ticket, because you got to think about it. I asked, how much does that ticket cost? And she was like, about $50. That $50 investment, and you're coming at him for like $2,000 and $3,000.
Thank you.
And that's where the whole thing, you do have to invest in yourself. Now, I don't mean you pay for everything on your event, because that's not the point.
Right.
But you've got to demonstrate that you've invested in your nonprofit. Right. And here comes a plug, by taking training.
Yes.
So that you know what to do. Because you make an investment in learning how to do something, you will make that money back, because you're getting this knowledge. And that's the one thing, you know, growing up, they can't take your education away. I don't care what they say or what they do. Once you know how to do something, you may need a refresher course, and you can always come back for that. But the thing of it is, once you have that knowledge, you have that knowledge. So I really recommend, I take training courses. I'm always online. It's all, and anyone that's in any, whatever you do, nonprofit, small business, you have to have some type of continuing education for yourself, whether it's formal or informal, whether you take it upon yourself to research trends or research the type of businesses that you're trying to target. Find out what they're attracted to, what draws them in, so that you may be able to communicate with them. And I do want to just segue a little bit with communication.
Right.
You're going to be speaking with people of different generations. Understand how different generations communicate. Now, we still do have people that are I call the greatest generation. Those were the ones that were kids that went off and fought in World War II. You know, we do have some people, and they're still around, and they're still running businesses, and they're still running companies. Then you also have the baby boomers, my parents' generation, and they communicate a different way. A lot of them will do phone, you know, they'll do that. Now, Generation X, that's my generation. We will communicate because we came of age. We still remember old stuff. I learned how to type on a typewriter, a manual typewriter, but I can still do email. I can still do web calls. I can still do a Facebook Live. And then you have millennials, and they're coming up, and depending on the age, some of them don't know a world without technology.
No.
And my children, which they call Generation Y, they don't know a world without technology at all. So, and what I find interesting, even now returning to the workplace, I have people in my leadership that are millennials, and they have different styles. And I say all that to say, when you go into a meeting with someone that's a baby boomer, you could do a PowerPoint, but they may not want to do a webinar with you. They may want you to come in and sit down. If you have a millennial that is someone that may be in a position that you're going after nonprofit dollars, find out, well, what's the best way? They're very tech savvy, but when in doubt, just ask. In that initial meeting, ask what's the best form of communication.
I believe.
Do you like, find out, they tell you, and then that way, when you go to do your proposal, you'll know how to deliver it. What's the best way? Because that'll turn someone off. If you're speaking a language, so to speak, that they're not comfortable with, or it shows them that you didn't really do your homework because you never asked, or you didn't.
Yeah, because you've already lost them at this point. They've checked out and ready for you to finish your spiel, so you can go ahead and go. So go ahead and go. And guess what? You waste their time as well as your own. Please do your homework on the front end, and do what you have to do. Welcome all Sparrows who've entered the room, and we haven't had opportunity to say hello because it's so juicy, and I'm just going to let Michelle run with it because she has so much information to cover, and you may not use it today, but it's vital for tomorrow. If it's just a thought in your mind right now of something that you want to create, whether it's nonprofit or small business, like she said, to get this tonight, you're saving hundreds of dollars, maybe $1,000 or $2 or $3. I'm serious. So for her to be kind enough to come on and share these nuggets, that's the very reason I said pen and pad. write these nuggets down. It's a Christmas gift before Christmas. If that's a thought of yours going into this coming year, or if you have a business now and you just want to revitalize it a bit, be sure to connect with her. It's going to be in your best interest to do this. Okay. She mentioned being sure that you listen to what the client is requesting. Have a pen and paper. Yes. Ask permission to record the meeting. I always record my meetings. I don't want to miss out on anything. So if I've recorded it, guess what? When I get back home, when I get back to my office, I can play that back. And I know exactly what he said or she said they want. I'm going to make sure it goes into my proposal. That thing is going to be so spot on by the time they get it. And as far as communication, she is so correct on that. You're going to deal with these different age ranges, and everything today is yesterday. You talk about it now, they needed it 72 hours ago. So you have to be ahead of what's present. And that's how fast things are moving. So do that due diligence, get your homework in, be sure that you're prepared before you even send that email or place that telephone call. Because if they say a yes and you're not really expecting a yes because you know you're going to get so many no's, be prepared for a yes even though you get that no. Don't be ums and ums. None of that. Because if they say, you know what, Michelle, could you come in today at 3:00? And it's 11 o'clock. What are you going to do? And you haven't prepared yourself. You don't have it in the files. You don't have it stored somewhere on a thumb drive. You can rock and roll and be there looking fabulous and knowing exactly what you want to present to them. Absolutely love that. And then in the event you get a no, she also mentioned that you're going to get 1,000,001 no's for one yes. And for every no that I get, I always say, well, you know what? I thank you so much for your time. However, since, you know, we've taken time for each other, would you mind telling me why you said no? If you tell me why they said no, now I can go back to my board and erase some things and add some new things. So that next call is going to be that much more fabulous. You want to be able to perfect your announcements and your commitment, what you want to do with these people that you want to engage with before you get there. Don't wait until. So the no's are going to get you that yes. So don't look at it as defeat. Don't look at it as something, and quit. No. Push forward, because greater is on the other side. It's just you taking advantage of what's presented before you. So yeah.
Absolutely. And I love that, Valerie, about going back and asking. And a good question would be asked, what pain point didn't I meet?
Right.
What challenge didn't I answer? Right. And it might have been something you missed, because it might be something that you can reclaim back, because they may not have known that that was something that you offered because we didn't ask the question.
Exactly.
So I think that's the thing. I used to watch Scandal. Yes, I did. And one of the things that Olivia Pope would always ask her clients, what do you want?
Yeah.
And as a nonprofit or a small business, it's what do you need?
Yeah.
What is your pain point? You know, why do you want to partner with us? And you find out what's their why, because you're going to tell them what your why is. And if those whys go together, then they can be married, and then you can have this wonderful relationship.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure that you do that. Another tip, and one of the tips that I talked about, is the event itself. Whether you are a sister or a brother, male, female, whoever you are, when you're doing the event, you cannot do it by yourself. You have to have volunteers. And I say that because I'm divorced, but I was married, and I remember on my wedding day, the DJ came up to me and said, "Who do I see about my feet?" Now he was stand-in DJ, because our DJ, the one we selected, had a deaf in the family. And so I told my wedding coordinator, who was also my cousin, She said, why didn't he come to me? That's who he was supposed to. I had people in position, so it wasn't her fault that he just came to me. But what maybe he didn't know, or maybe it wasn't communicated to him. But my thing is, why would you come to the bride? Just like it's your event, someone shouldn't be coming to me asking me about an extra chair.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that, and I've done many events, and I've worked from being the coordinator to being a director and supporting other people. But the thing of it is, you've got bigger fish to fry.
Right.
It is your event.
Right.
You've got to make sure everything is smoothing. Now, if someone didn't pick up a speaker from the airport, that's a you problem. Someone need an extra chair, you pick a volunteer that really understands, and we'll talk about that. Explain your expectations for your volunteers, but designate a volunteer to take care of your vendors.
Yes.
And one of the tips that I posted this week so far, the reason why you want to do that, because a vendor today could be a sponsor tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You want to still let them feel that they're being taken care of. Respect your vendors, even though they're not on the sponsorship level. A lot of times when you're having an event, the first revenue you're going to get is going to come from vendors.
Right.
Because there's so many of them. And also respect them by not having 5 people selling paparazzi. I love paparazzi. I love paparazzi jewelry. I love their product. You don't want to have 5 paparazzi, 5 Mary Kay. Now you can have a paparazzi, you can have a Mary Kay. You might have an Avon, but I wouldn't put them next together. I would, disperse it. Respect your vendors, but also make sure the expectations are made clear. If you are a vendor, don't come late to the event. And then you need to communicate that to the vendors. And if they need to leave early, tell them, okay, it's you and another person. Unless it is a children's event where children, if you already got it set up where you're going to have a children's room. I love kids. I have kids. But it can be very distracting if you have really little ones running around at an adult event.
Yeah.
If you can't, and I remember there were things I just couldn't do. I couldn't take them because I didn't have a way to do it. And it's, like I said, it's not a punishment, but I think 2 things. One, it wasn't communicated, because not everyone knows. If they don't know, they don't know. If they don't know that they can't bring their children, you need to communicate who is allowed to come. And then also communicate for the vendors how many people you can bring. Because you want to take care of your vendors.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have a separate lunch for them,
yes,
they can't bring like 10 people, because that's going into your bottom line.
Yeah.
So take care of your vendors. And if you are a vendor, be respectful of the house that you're coming in, because you're coming into someone else's house. Communicate, communicate, and communicate again. And make sure you have a contract on what to do. I actually had an event very recently where the vendor showed up, and she was deciding on whether or not she was going to stay. Now, because we didn't have a lot of vendors, it wasn't a vendor-focused event, she hadn't paid yet. So I was talking to the first lady of my church, and she said, well, yeah, she can go ahead and pay when she got there. But it was getting closer to the time in which the event was going to take place. And literally minutes.
Yeah.
And so she said, I know I'm being double-minded. And I kindly said, yes, you are. Because if you want to move, because she didn't want to be in a room, and we were like, yeah, we can move you in the lobby. And I get that as a vendor, you want visibility, but you've got to communicate that. At one point I said, I'm sorry, I really got to get back to work. So she said, well, I'll come tomorrow. Unfortunately, that night we had more people, more foot traffic. Mm-hmm. So what I learned was, I'm not doing that no more. You have to pay before, because again, it took me away from taking care of the other vendors that I needed to take care of the normal thing,
right?
Not deciding. So, and that's one of the things. And also, if you make a mistake, we all do. You learn and you keep moving forward, especially when it comes to vendors. But again, like I said, vendors will be the first revenue. And one more thing about vendors is that offer them premium opportunity. If that vendor wants to be the first table after registration, which is prime real estate,
it sure is.
They can pay more. Because what's going to happen if there are like 5 people waiting to register? They're going to start wandering around. They're going to go to the first table they see. So offer them that opportunity, but give them a return on investment where maybe you allow them to do a mini demonstration that's not going to detract from the main event.
Correct.
Again, you're actually grooming them to think like a sponsor. So that's another tip with vendors.
Thank you for that. And it is, like you said, when you walk in the door, that first booth gets everybody. Everybody that walks in, stop there. So it really needs to be, in your words, real estate. It needs to be hot real estate. I mean, the best thing on your roster needs to be at that first table, because it sets precedence for everything else that comes in from the beginning to the end. And like you say, you know, you can have too many jewelry vendors. I'll say that.
I love jewelry, but again,
yeah, but I've taken over.
But again, too much of a good thing. It's a disservice to the vendors.
It's too much. Be mindful of what the event is. And even though you have requests from vendors to participate, make sure they align with what your message is.
Absolutely.
Just not to fill the tables, because you don't want someone to show up at an event and have, you know, great hopes of projecting sales for something, and then they don't align, and then they leave the way they came. That's buzz on the street you don't want. So make sure you're inviting the people you know that can reap all sorts of benefits. And just by you alone, let your reputation, again, your reputation is everything. Let your name, your company sell itself. So they know it's already hot. When they connect with you, they can expect it to be fabulous like that. And if you set that precedence from the floor, from the groundbreaking, then you've already arrived. You've already arrived. And Nicola, hello. We've got some sisters. We got some sisters in the room. Nicola, hello. I think we should probably go through a few of these comments. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I was going to ask if we had any questions. I'd love to answer it.
We have plenty. So
okay, bring it. I wish I could see. But you know, I don't want it took us a minute to get here. So I'm like, I'm not gonna rock the boat. I will listen to as you read them.
Yes. Nicola says hi. Veronica Morris says that it can, when you were talking about the children and bringing children to the event, she said, yes, it can. Children need their own event. And, you know, you touch on that. However, it may be a good idea if you have children to kindly have something set up. Maybe that vendor would pay a little extra if they don't have childcare. You know, if that could be a small box that could be on the invitation or the application, you know, just an FYI, if this is an issue and you cannot participate, I would hate for you to miss out on something that could be great because you don't have a babysitter. But if there was something in place to where children, you know, could come, or if you could connect in your local community with a fabulous childcare center and have them available at that event so they can have someone there, I would pay extra if I could bring my child on a Saturday afternoon. Why wouldn't you? That's another incentive for you. That's going to be a kudo for you because you're thinking about the little people all at the same time. You want to be able to appease as many people in your community as you can. So don't let the little babes hinder you from stepping out, participating, and doing what you need to do in these communities and these events that are taking place. And I'm not sure if that's something that is a norm, but I know I would pay extra for it.
I would say what I've seen is more so for a norm for the attendees.
Okay.
That they have childcare for the attendees to come. But my thinking is if they have childcare for the attendees, the vendors could definitely participate. If I had an event and we had childcare for the attendees and the vendor, I mean, they would pay just as the attendees would pay. So yeah, it wouldn't. And what I was saying was more so towards vendors bringing children without like clearing it with the event planner or event coordinator,
Yeah.
unless the children are, old enough, like if they're like 12 and over and they're actually working the table. And then also clearing with the event coordinator how many people is coming and what they're allowing.
Right.
They may say just one or two people. And that's what I was referring to. But yes, there have definitely been events where people have childcare. I had a client that, as her event was, is for single moms. So of course, if you have an event for single moms, you want to meet the
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
again, the pain point. And people, they're not coming out. Well, you're not providing childcare for them, and that's a barrier.
Yes.
So you want to alleviate that barrier by having that, and that will make you stand out. And if you have a vendor, then by all means, that's another opportunity. You can come and bring your child, and your child is in a safe space. But also just and that goes into volunteer recruitment, making sure that your volunteers have background checks.
Oh yeah.
It's not always required, but I think it's good practice.
Yes.
Because you want to make sure, because again, just like you're selecting your sponsors, whenever you're dealing with the babies, you want to make sure that you have criminal background checks, criminal sexual background checks. And it is a cost to it. It's not a large cost, but one way to alleviate that is, like you said, Valerie, is getting with a reputable child care center that may be mobile.
Yeah.
All their people's they're already cleared and they're already bonded and all of that kind
Right.
of thing. So that would definitely be a good opportunity. And that might even be a business, because I don't hear too many people doing it. I've seen a couple of people here and there, but that's actually a really good business, to be a mobile, I wouldn't say babysitting, but more of a child care service for large scale events.
Yes, that would be great. And Veronica Morris, FYI, she just threw you a nugget. And Veronica also asked a question. She said, "How often do you offer training for small business?"
Oh, it's ongoing. It's ongoing. I have right now a 1 hour show me the money event sponsorship
I love.
101.
Uh-huh.
You can't have, I could have, at first I was calling event sponsorship training. Okay. But show me the money. I mean, you are immediately thinking of Cuba Gooding Jr. Show me the money. So and it is, show me the money exclamation point, and it's 1 hour, and it is 1 hour, so it's really intense. But we go through how to go through sponsors, and what I've shared with you are the tips that I generally share, but it all comes from the training where I really expand on it. But the goal of that training is you will learn how to attract sponsors. You will also learn how to create events where there are returns on investments,
Yeah.
because they want to know that I'm going to get a bang for my buck. And in that training, I offer it, and I offer that training 101. So the answer to your question as to when, it depends on your availability and schedule.
Love it. That is awesome. And the title of your programs is everything, because you
Yeah.
want to cast your net. You want it to be interesting, to perk up. Like, oh, wait a minute, what was that? Show me the money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said, you see my finger? You see it? And that's what I
Yeah.
do. When you, I'm excited now. Like, oh, okay, okay. And it's so much you can do. Like I, put it out sometimes, like I can change your life in 15 minutes. I can. I can.
I'm all like, how? See, you go in closer to the screen.
Yeah.
How do you do
I
that?
can do it in 15 minutes, which is also a part of TVM this very moment. If you can decide right now, I can change your life in 15 minutes pertaining to something that caused you to say, okay, now is the time for me to do it. It does not take a long time to do anything. It's just deciding, decisive December and beyond. Decision
I
is
can
a
quote you on
powerful
that
word.
in a post. That's powerful. Decisive December. I love
It is.
that.
Because we're going into a brand new year and we've procrastinated on so many things all year long. And here it is, December again. You have not done it. You're still talking the talk, but not walking it. So once you
Mm-hmm.
commit, decide, commit, act,
Mm-hmm.
celebrate. It's
Yes.
that easy. It's that easy. So that 1 hour, you're right. And some people ask, well, gosh, Val, I mean, your rates for 1 hour, my God. I mean, how can I come in for, do you have it in a group?
Well, with the thing with my rate, I actually for that rate, because of the cost that it is, I don't have a layaway plan, but I do have a 6-week class called Let's Talk About Cause Baby.
Yeah.
And cause marketing is, and I mean, and you know that, well, you know, it's from the other, but I just said let's talk about cause baby. And people are like, well, what do you mean cause? Well, cause marketing, I mean, at first I called it cause marketing 101. It wasn't really eye-catching, but let's talk about cause baby is talk about cause marketing is a mutually beneficial relationship between nonprofits and small business.
Love it.
And in that class, it's a 6-week class.
Yes.
And that I do offer a layaway plan with it for that cost. And for, you know, information for that, please, of course, you can text me and I can definitely give you more information about that. And that will be starting in January. I haven't determined the date because I want to see the availability, but that will be evenings and it's a group class.
Yeah.
But you will get homework and it will include event sponsorships, but it will also include public speaking for your business and nonprofit.
Yeah.
Volunteer recruitment and retention, how to choose your board members.
Yeah.
I wrote that you can't just put everybody, oh, I love you, I want to help you with your nonprofit.
No.
Well, the first thing is they need to be comfortable fundraising because at its core, that's what a board is supposed to do. They should be comfortable fundraising and or they should bring a special expertise to your organization.
Right.
You want to surround yourself with people who are passionate about it, but they also have things that they're bringing to the table.
Yes.
So many times people want to join boards because everyone wants to join board. They want to put it on their resume. Okay, I get that. But first of all, I think it's disservice. It's a disservice to you getting on a board that you really don't care about. And it's disservice to that organization. You really have to have the time. And that's one of the biggest complaints that I hear from nonprofits. I have board members, but they're not doing anything. First question, what did you tell them? What was the expectations? You have to lay that out for them. And it is okay to reevaluate. I spoke with a client a few weeks ago and she said, I am reevaluating and let's revisit. And you, just like you interview them, well, you should be interviewing them, do an exit interview. Find out from them. Maybe it got too much. So that's why it's so important to be just communicate with everyone that's on your team, but specifically with your board, pick, and I wouldn't pick family members. It can just get complicated. I would pick, if you have friends, again, who are committed, but at the same time that are not afraid to ask for money. Either they have money or they know people who have access to money so that they can not be afraid to invite them in and tell them about the mission and the passion behind your organization and why you do what you do.
Love that. You know, and they warrant to get a job description as well. I like to put things in writing. And guess what? It's an agreement that you're going to sign and date. So it's no time for lackadaisious activity when it comes to a cause. And you have to think of the why. Why are you doing it? Who are you bringing on board? You're correct with that. And I've learned that it's always perfect strangers that do the best work. It's somebody who comes on, they connect with what you're doing and love it just as much as you do. So when you can, if you're fortunate enough to connect with those types of individuals, then you will rock and soar. However, it's going to take, again, some due diligence in every area of what this nonprofit is going to be consisting of, because it's something that you are truly passionate about. And the end result is the people that you're expecting to help. That's the meat of it all, pretty much. All right, we got another one here. And you know what, Michelle? You talk so much. You have talked out the entire hour. That's how much you talk. I'm not taking any sponsorship. No. I said you talk so much. You've talked out the entire hour. That's how
I did.
but it's lovely. We have questions to still answer, just a few more, and then we may have to do a part 2 with you. I'm thinking we're going to have to bring you back. But Joy Carswell, yeah, because this is too much. We can't get all this in an hour. And I feel it's going to go over just a few minutes, but I have a mystery guest too. I mean, you can stay on the line. I don't even know. You know, we could really try something different tonight. I want to see if I can bring on the mystery guest with you on the phone. But listen, Joy says, let me see. She says she loved where you pointed out the age difference and how it makes a difference with who you're presenting to. She loved that point. So Joy, you know, she's diligent about coming on, and I know she has some things that's going to be coming up. So this information you're sharing is vital. It is vital. And there's quite a few ways. Look at there. Karina Calhoun is in the room. Hi, Karina. I don't know what happened. Come back in, Michelle. Something has happened here, Sparrows. But for those of you who are still in the room, I mean, I told you to have your pen and your paper. I really hope that you did bring that with you tonight and wrote some of this information down. I know I've had communication with quite a few people over the past month or two that's talking about leaping in 2019 and starting their own businesses. And, you know, of course, you still working your jobs right now. However, you're going to be adding something in addition going into the year. And I think that is excellent that you are looking to do some extra things to eventually transition out of working for someone else and then working solely for yourself. Is a wonderful thing to do when you are able to do that. I really don't know what happened to Michelle. I'm going to see if I can add her back in for a moment before we bring in our mystery guest. Yes, but actually tomorrow I'm starting my 4-week class for exit strategy. And with exit strategy, it's a 4-week program to help you transition out of your job to work for yourself. And it's also to help you advance in the companies where you work. So it's not just one-sided. Everybody is not cut out for entrepreneurship. So for those of you who want to grow with the companies that you're with, exit strategy is for you. And that's going to be something that I do every single month. It's 4 weeks and it's phenomenal. And the first excuse me, the first class is tomorrow. It starts tomorrow from 7 until 8:30. So it's going to be ridiculously juicy, and I cannot wait to bring some feedback from that. Either you soar on your own or grow where you're already planted. So it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful program. And of course, you know, BUB Fabulous 365 is going to be coming out on January 8th. I don't know what has happened to Michelle. I added her back in and now it's not even showing her at all. Hopefully she can come back in because the time is 8:02. And I did mention that I have a mystery guest tonight. And I want to bring her in. I don't know what to say at this point. I think I'm going to have to move to the mystery guest. I almost feel like I should call her. What do you guys think? This is going to be new. I've already had to use my phone once on the front end tonight, talking to her as I came on live. I'm going to call her. That's what I'm going to do. I can do what I want. This is my show. Okay, we're going to call Michelle so she can at least give you some more information before we move to the next person, because I can't seem to add her back on. Only in Facebook world. It was too easy. Michelle?
Hello?
Hi, Michelle. I don't know what happened. The connection fell. And then I tried to bring you back in and it wouldn't connect.
I know. It was not letting me get back in.
And you couldn't ask to be brought back in either?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I tried to get back in on my laptop and the phone, and it just would not let me back in. And I can hear you speaking. I don't know what happened. I'm like, I'm here.
Well, you know,
I just can't get back in.
I apologize for the quirkiness of Facebook. It's like every week I have to contact them with a complaint about their lives. Yeah, and this is going to be another one, an email that they'll get either tonight or tomorrow. Sparrows, by chance, can you hear Michelle out there? Please do some likes or loves or something so I know that you can hear her, because I'm going to have her do her exit, and I don't want her to just disappear and you guys not hear her. Okay, thank you, Veronica. So, Michelle.
You can hear me great.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened, but I'm so glad I was able to at least communicate.
It is not your fault. I'm just going to be sending another little, it's not a nasty gram. I love on Facebook. I love on them when I send messages, and that way, you know, they'll fix it faster when I love on them. So I want to thank you for coming on tonight, and I already see that it's going to have to be a part 2. Maybe we can connect again next month in January once the year has actually come in, and talk about some of the things that you have going on, because I'm definitely going to have to connect with you myself for a class, and I'm going to have to do that in between my own classes. So,
absolutely.
you know, because, you know, this foundation, Rainbows, is going to be all that.
Yes.
And I know you have the expertise that I need to pull it off the way I imagine it. So I'm proud of you, and I love you so much for what you're doing, and keep doing that, because there's so many people need you.
Expertise that I need. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it so much, and thank you. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to connect with you and your Sparrows. I'll be going back to watch the replay to see if there are any other questions that, you know, that people want to, that they had that needs to be answered.
Yes.
This has just been my pleasure. And the goal is we really have to, it's our time. 2019 is the year for soaring, and now's the time for the preparation. So you all be blessed, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Honey, anytime. And I look forward to doing it again. And just do me one great big favor. When you are in your responding to comments, if you could make sure you have all of your contact in one of those comments. Put every contact measure there so the Sparrows can reach out to you, because I have a feeling, you know, if I can put you on, I'm going to put you on. I'm in the process of having my website built, so all of my live guests that have phenomenal companies like you have, I add you to my website for a resource for everybody that could just be stopping by and just viewing my webpage. I want them to have access to gems like yourself. So I'll be putting that info on my website other than here. Okay? So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And we finally did it. So I'm looking forward to us connecting really soon.
Yes. Okay. So you're greatly appreciated. And Sparrows, please, you know, go crazy on the loves. So Michelle, know that you appreciate all the juice that she shared tonight, because she gave you literally hundreds of dollars worth of free information just by showing up tonight. Okay? And Michelle, I will reach out to you tomorrow. Is that okay? Probably in the evening?
That would be great.
Okay. So I have my class until about 9 o'clock. So it'll be 8 o'clock your time. So I'll call you after that.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay. Thanks so much. Soar high.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Sparrows. Now, Michelle is great. I liked her from day one, and I knew, she is one of those people. Like I said, if you don't touch me, soul, if we're not soul to soul, I cannot, will not bring you on Wisdom Wednesday, Matters of the Heart Mondays, nothing that I'm doing. I really have to believe in what you're doing in order to make you a part of this platform because it's all about awareness and being your conscious coach. It's my responsibility to make sure I get the best information to share with each of you so you can become your best as well. I mentioned in the flyer, excuse me, and throughout this program tonight that I have a mystery guest. Yeah, I have a mystery guest. And what I'm going to do, I would add her in if I saw her, but she's not on right now. She was here earlier, and I don't know what happened to Nicole. And I think it may be a night of telephone calls. Pastor Welch, hi there. Thank you for coming by the room. I didn't see you out there earlier, so I'm going to say kudos to you. And we need to have a talk. We need to catch up soon, sir. We really need to catch up soon. I think it's a weird night. It's a weird night. I've had to use my phone. I think I'm going to use it again to call the Mr. Guest. I need to know where she is. I can't bring her on. Oh, here she is. I just talked her up. Here she is. So I'm going to bring her on. And this is it's the first time that I've had the audacity to have two people in one night. And I had to honor the time with Michelle. I knew we were going to have a full hour. We had to have a full hour with Michelle. However, with it being the Christmas season, I don't know what happened here. I'm going to approve her again and see if we can get Nicole on. However, it's Christmas season. And it's a funny thing that Michelle would bring up, what is going on with Facebook tonight? Are you guys having problems with Facebook tonight? I know it's not just me. I've approved Nicole now the third time, and it's not allowing her on. Here she is. However,
guys,
it's Christmas time. Hello.
Sorry, I think I was having problems with my phone too. Hi.
Were you doing that intentionally, Nicole? Were you declining my approval?
No, I was trying to send mine and it wasn't going through either. So I'm like, I'm here, don't leave me.
I said, I knew I just saw you in the room, like not even a minute ago, when Michelle somehow miraculously fell out of the space. I was like, oh my gosh, right on the tail end. So I couldn't transition it in. So I'm great to see you here. Hello, lady.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. And Michelle had some wonderful insights. I was very excited. I'm glad I was sitting in and listening. And I just feel like you both kind of segued right into what I'm going to be talking about a little bit tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really excited. And I'm going to make it quick because I know we're running a little bit long anyway.
It's my house. I can do this. So take your time. Don't feel like you need to be rushed because you have some great information to share. And I don't want you to feel like you have to do that because you don't.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Just for the audience out there and everybody watching, thank you so much for taking the time. My name is Nicole Klaas, and I am a consultant with Touchstone Crystal by Swarovski. And most people have no clue what Touchstone Crystal is, but most people do know who Swarovski is. Everyone loves their crystal, loves their sparkle, and that is actually how Valerie and I got connected. She saw my Facebook page and I had a video up of just some of our beautiful Christmas items that we have going on right now. And she called
with her.
and she called me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you put all that sparkle in my face. What are you doing?
How dare you?"
And and so it was such a wonderful opportunity, and Valerie has just been great to connect with, and I felt the same way like you did, just kind of a soul connection you said you don't have anybody on, you just don't feel that connection with. And it was instant. And I know I've shared that with you.
Right.
But one thing I was really excited Valerie asked me to come on tonight was because I have an open party right now where I'm raising money for a nonprofit. So again, everything Michelle was talking about, I'm very passionate about this nonprofit. They're called Sunny Hill. And what they do is they work with mentally challenged individuals, either with Down syndrome or even just some physical, like cerebral palsy, where they have some difficulties and, they just don't do their everyday. You can't go out and do a regular job. You don't go have regular camps like kids do. So what they've done is they've actually created camps throughout the Missouri area. Where these people get to come, interact. They have programs for them. It's just something I'm personally very passionate about. My parents ran a daycare growing up, so working with kids. And then we actually had a young man who had cerebral palsy and was very handicapped. And we took care of him until he was 35 years old.
Awesome.
And his mom no longer physically take care of him, and he had to go to one of these types of organizations.
Yes.
So that is what got me involved. So what I'm doing now for Christmas is I actually have an open party on my website, which I will share with everyone, and I will also put it on Valerie's page. But what I'd like to do is 10% of the proceeds go directly back into Sunny Hill. Plus, with all my hostesses, when you have a party for me, you earn free jewelry, half price items, things like that, which everyone loves. Well, since they're an organization and not an individual, those crystals and that sparkle is going to go back into a packet for their next fundraiser that they can auction off. Yeah. So it'll be about $600 worth of free jewelry for them as well.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so very excited. So I just want to take the opportunity to kind of show you some of what I like to call my favorite pieces. Of course, I'm going to show you what I love the most. And I want to talk about our ice bracelets for a second.
Oh.
We have named, yes.
Prepare the girl. Prepare them for that. Oh!
Yeah, so these are our ice bracelets. You see how sparkly. I wear one of my ice bracelets almost every day. And we have these in almost every color, and we're always coming out with new ones. We have now been named one of Oprah's favorite things, yeah, which is so exciting. And our ice bracelets are on her list of my favorite things. The quality that you're going to get with Swarovski is what I feel is really unmatched unless you're going to go buy a diamond bracelet.
It's the closest thing to a diamond, literally.
That's correct. Even the metals we use are precious metals. Just like when you have a wedding ring and things that they dip those fine metals in, that is exactly the same thing that Swarovski does, because it's with the Swarovski name. So everything that you purchase from us is registered to Swarovski and to you. So that what you're getting there is the guarantee of Swarovski's name. But what I like to say is, because it's touchstone crystal, what they did is they did this for the everyday woman. I can't go out and spend $200 on a bracelet or a necklace. No. So over half of our catalog is under $50. Yeah. And if you host for me, you have opportunity to get anywhere from $300 to $600 in free and half price items. And, Valerie and I have been talking about her hosting a party and even maybe becoming one of my consultants, being part of my team. For those of you maybe looking outside of, you don't like your job, or maybe you need a supplemental income, I will be honest with you. I started doing this because I have a great job, but I'm a single girl and I needed a supplemental income. I needed to be bringing in just a little bit extra every month, for those vacations, or just to be able to feel comfortable to go out with my girlfriends and not feel stressed about, oh gosh, can I buy Christmas or can I pay my bills?
Right.
So I joined because I wanted that supplemental income, but also I love, love, love this line of jewelry. And what I love about it is I have extremely sensitive skin. I could not wear earrings for 10 years. If it said nickel free, if it said it was 10 karat gold, no matter what it was, my ears got infected. I would break out in a rash if I wore a necklace. I wouldn't have been able to wear anything like this on my wrist all day. I would have had a rash at my arm.
Right.
Because of the quality of this, I wear it all day. I wear it all day to work, and then I'll go out and wear it at night. And you see I have my earrings in.
Gorgeous.
These are, yep, our teardrops. We have several earrings. I mean, just beautiful dangles. We have studs, as you can see, and you just see the sparkle. It just sparkles everywhere. So if anyone is interested in possibly becoming part of my team, I would love to speak with you about that. We have some great offers in December. It's really a risk-free. So right now what we're saying is if you want to join us in December, you get over $600 in crystal, in jewelry, basically for free.
Yeah.
So it's normally $139, but with your first party, we're paying you back. It's almost like a rebate. So you can earn that back in December.
Decisive
Plus,
December. Make a decision.
yes, plus, and here's the big thing. In May, we have a trip to Maui. And if you join in December, you're still going to have time to try and earn that trip to Maui.
Love
They do about 4 trips a year for their consultants. Yes, and you earn your trips through your sales and through your business, just like you would anything. But I've worked in banking for 16 years, and I work very, very hard.
Yeah.
I've never won a trip.
Now
And about 4 times a year.
You're going to Maui.
Yes, now is the time.
You're going to Maui this year, this coming year.
That is my goal. May I will be laying on the beaches in Maui. I'm gonna build my team and gonna build my team and just build my business. My prayer and my hope is that this becomes my full time. I love my job at the bank, but I would love the freedom to do this and to really engage with women. I have a passion for women in business.
Yes.
I just know it's a man's world out there. And so I am really passionate about empowering women, strong women, and creating and building businesses and supporting them in whatever way I can.
That's awesome.
So, Valerie, if anybody has any questions about the crystals or about the type of metal we use, I did want to show you, we do have things like our wraps. These are one of my favorite items. They're one of our top sellers.
Yes.
So again, you see all the sparkle.
A good look.
Yes. All the sparkle, and it wraps around. We do what we call stacking with our bracelets. We do a wrist party.
Mm.
So I have on 2 ice bracelets, and now I have on a wrap.
Yeah.
We have our stretch, which these are no snag stretch. If they snag, we replace them. Also, we have a 60-day money back or exchange guarantee. So if you don't like something, if like this were to have a snag, if a crystal didn't feel like it was secure and tight, we will replace it. And we also have a lifetime warranty for all of our jewelry. Which most companies don't have that.
Yes, I like that. Quick question.
Yeah.
As far as
yes, ma'am.
The stretch bracelet.
Yes.
What is the material used for that?
So of course you have it's like it's all dipped in the metal, and then you have the stretch in the middle. So I'm sorry, I wish I could explain it better. So you do have the security of the rod of metal holding it securely together within, and that's what makes it a no, what'd I say? My brain just went blank. Yeah, a no snag. So because, I'm sorry, it was just one of those moments.
I'm just glad I caught it.
Yeah, so usually what you have with these stretch bracelets is you don't have the metal on the back. You have the stretch in between, and that allows it to get loose and snag and break. what they have done is they've actually dipped this in their Rodham metal. So it's actually all connected. You have the stretch in between. So it's just your regular stretch, but then you do have the metal, and that's what makes it the no snag.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then of course everything is the beautiful, shiny, gorgeous crystal. We have them in multiple colors. I don't have nearly enough because we have them in about every color you can find.
Oh, that's sick.
And you can just wear them all the way up your arm.
Wow.
So, yeah, and so our main metal that we use is a Rodham metal, which is what we call a precious metal.
Okay.
Just like with my triple thread here.
Beautiful.
What you have here is you have the Rodham metal, and then you have your crystals. They actually prong our crystals in just like you would a diamond.
Okay.
You do have, and some of it is adhesive. It depends on which part of the collection. So our little black dress collection, it's placed just like a diamond. So it really, it's in there. It's very secure. But I will tell you that I had a lady who bought one of the triple threads, absolutely loves it, wears it every day, and she lost 2 crystals out of it. She sent it to me. I returned it. It was exchanged, and she got a new one at no cost.
Oh.
That's how good the company is. I broke a bracelet, or I broke a necklace. I was bending down, and I love these extra long mini Chanels are my all-time favorite because they wrap, they do all these things, but they also get caught on stuff.
Yeah.
And I caught it on a filing cabinet and broke it, and they replaced it at no cost.
Awesome.
So it's just that kind of a company. It's quality, but it's also affordable, because I'm not one of these girls who's going to go out and spend a lot of money on something.
No.
Just because I don't have a lot of money to spend.
No.
You know, but it's beautiful. It's quality. Guys, if you're on here, girls love jewels. We love Swarovski crystal because it sparkles better than anything else.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, Valerie, is if anybody has any questions, I'm open for questions. Do you have any questions for me, Valerie?
I don't. I thank you for coming, and I actually need that Chanel that you're wearing now. I need it on now. I dress so fast. I didn't even bother to put a necklace on. And I said, you know what, the sparkle in these, and my earrings, and my bracelet, which is also Swarovski. I made this bracelet here myself. But the thing is, I love Swarovski. It's just embarrassing how much I do. And every girl loves diamonds, but outside of diamonds, I'm a pearl girl. But outside of that, Swarovski has always been my happy place. It's always happy. So who needs diamonds when you can have Swarovski? I've always said that to myself, because if you put them side by side, you can not tell the difference. You can't. And it's only a fraction of the cost. And it's such a reputable brand that you can never go wrong with.
That's right.
I'll say that, and I'll stand firm on it. And that's one of the reasons I have you here now. And yeah, I know it's a lot on my plate right now, and I'm very tempted to do this whole Decisive December and move on board with the promotion you have now. Is just not realistic for me. So I know I've gauged myself out to March. You know, I won't be on to Maui this trip. However, the next one, watch out. Because if I can work, and as much as I talk, I'm pretty much going to wear it all the time. People will walk up to you and ask about what you're wearing. And
yes, they do.
It pretty much sells itself. I'm not even kidding. And like, that's what you're rocking all the time. Pieces that I make, and I haven't made any in a while, but this I made about 10 years ago. This is a 10-year-old bracelet, and it's actual Swarovski crystals, the same crystals that Nicole is wearing. I bought and wove this together. But the thing is, it lasts forever. You take care of it, it take care of you, and it's beautiful nonstop. So if you have any questions, if you want to partake in the promotion that Nicole has going on right now, ask the questions. However, if you feel like you want to reach out to her later, by all means do that as well. So as I asked Michelle, if you would, in comments, put your information there. So in the
Yes, ma'am.
Sparrows are looking for you. Of course, I have your contact. How about, what is your ID here on Facebook?
So you can find me. You actually can just look me up, Nicole Klaas. It's Klaas. I do have my own Touchstone Crystal page. One thing you don't see a lot on me is we do have larger statement pieces. I'm a dainty girl, so for you girls who the larger statement pieces,
That's
we
a
have several
robbery.
of these.
Somebody eject you for that. Nicole. That's a
I have a
party. That's
my
an evening
consultant.
event.
Yeah, my consultant hardly leaves the house without it because everyone asks about it. Yes, it is
That
a
is a
statement piece.
fabulous piece. Absolutely.
Yes.
Black tie affair, for sure.
Yes, this is one of our chokers. I cannot say enough good things about, again, this is a choker. We have a bracelet that matches it.
Yes.
I can't say enough good things. And the reason I can't is because for the first time in my adult life, I've actually been able to wear jewelry that not only makes me feel really good about myself, but I can actually wear it, and it does. I'm not irritated by it, and so I love it, and I love to share it with people. And so, really, the real reason I wanted to come on was talk about the Sunny Hill um, promotion I have going on right now. I would love for people to be able to shop. You can shop right on my website, which I will post in the comments. I will also put it on your page, Valerie.
Thank you.
I'll just kind of share it with you if you want to share that out. I'll put my email in there as well. So if anybody just wants to contact me by email and ask about our December promotion, if you want to be part of my team.
Yes.
But the biggest thing for me is Sunny Hill is a phenomenal organization, and I really I'm looking forward to being able to raise money for them. This is just a small way I'm able to give back at this time of year,
right?
To something that I really care a great deal for. And like I said, 10% of all the proceeds will go directly back into the organization. And then, like I said, about a $600 basket for their next auction will be donated with the crystals.
I love that so much. I do. I love that, and what they stand for. And I'm sure I'm going to get something because I want to contribute. You may spend something now. You're getting 10%. However, it speaks volumes for what you're contributing toward. And to know that this summer, when Christmas is long past, you've contributed to these special needs children to be able to go to camp. And that's what most important. There's no reason for them to be sitting around with no place to go. It's already, they're in a position to where nobody really shows enough love. And I just feel like what you're doing is gracious. So I applaud you for that. And just by you sharing that, I have one eye open and one closed. When you text me this morning, but when I saw it, I said to myself, no, I have got to have you on today. And so you're my very first mystery guest, and didn't even have that in a thought of my mind until I read that note, because there's so many things that I'm introduced to daily, and I just want to do my part. If I can't participate with you by coming on board and being a part of your team right now today, but what I could do today was to bring you on so you can advertise it to other people who can contribute and possibly take on an additional, opportunity to where they can stream some extra money. Who doesn't need extra money and then look fabulous at the same time? So,
It's you go spend a couple hours with the girls, you drink a little wine, you play with jewelry, and you earn 25%. It's really a lot of fun.
It is. Well, I'll say this, Nicole, you're fabulous. And, I'm so grateful that we crossed paths. and it's going to be many
Me
things,
too.
I'm sure. I have no doubt that we won't be doing together. And I appreciate you dropping in the room. You've been you've been
Yes,
sparrowed.
thank you.
Yeah, you're a
I,
sparrow.
I I appreciate it. I look forward to more.
And if it's some other things that you may have going on, don't hesitate. Let me know. Keep me in the loop on what they are.
I sure will.
And because it's all about community and giving back and serving where you can serve. And just know that this is a platform where you can do that.
Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate your time. This was fantastic.
Okay, great. So thank you. Love, hugs, smooches. And just so you know, I did get your catalogs today. They came. I have them. Well, they've been here. I just got them from the mailbox. So that's it, Sparrows. That's pretty much all I have for tonight. And she just slid right off the screen, just like Michelle did. I don't know what's happening. But however, I've been talking for an hour and a half, and I love you guys dearly. Thank you so much for hanging out and seeing who my mystery guest was for tonight, and your patience. And hopefully, you've taken away some nuggets that you can apply to some fashion somewhere in your life, whether if it's sponsorships, whether if it's small business, if you're thinking about it, if you're already doing it. Michelle is the person to definitely connect with. And it's Christmas time. It's not a woman alive who wouldn't want Swarovski jewelry. Not one standing above ground that would be sad about receiving a Swarovski piece. Never one. And so definitely reach out to Nicole. She has some beautiful things going on, and it's to the point to where who knew that Swarovski even had a line or an opportunity like this. So I stumbled up on it and grateful that I did, and it's definitely something that your girl is going to be doing come March, because when I can talk about something I absolutely love and passionate about, and then I can get pieces for free, who does not do that? I'm going to be doing that. So you will be seeing pieces on these lives. I'm just saying. But it's a holiday season. Look into other ways that you can purchase gifts, please yourself all at the same time. But the most ultimate thing, you are contributing to a cause. Anything that has nonprofit or some type of an organization that can reap a benefit from something that I'm purchasing, I'm all in for purchasing that particular item versus something that's not associated to where somebody somewhere is benefiting from that. So, like I said, it's Decisive December. Don't forget to keep Christ in Christmas. That's what Christmas is. We're not celebrating for ourselves. It's not a selfish thing. It's all about Christ. And what would he do? He would support those sweet little kids who needs to have help so they can have fun for summer camp, just like any other child. So I personally will be purchasing a piece just so I can say I supported Sunny Hill organization. So on that note, I'm going to skedaddle. I'm going to say goodnight, Sparrows. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in. If you have missed any part of this, do yourself the favor to go back, click it from the beginning, and catch the replay. If you are catching the replay, be sure to say that you're catching the replay. Tell me where in the world you're viewing from, and how has your Wisdom Wednesday been? So, like I said, I had the audacity to have 2 guests on tonight. It's the first time, and it actually went pretty well. And guess what? I'll be reaching out to Facebook tomorrow about the issues that I noticed tonight, because Facebook is such a great platform to where you can do so much for free here. If you have a business, you are not in alignment if you are not utilizing Facebook or any of the social media for your business to get your message out there and let the world know what it is that you do. That's all I'll say about that. So, on that note, thank you again Have a wonderful night, and I will see you again on Monday for Matters of the Heart. Monday, if you have matters of the heart, be sure to email me. Send me a note in Messenger or contact me at visions, VYZONS, at iCloud.com, and I will answer any inquiry or matter of the heart issue that you have. You don't have to leave your name, but be sure to watch, and I will respond to that because it will go in the conversation jar. However, Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, I will see you then, and I'm out for tonight. So, love without conditions, always possess a positive attitude, and soar in all you do. I love you, mean it. Smooches.